Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, which I'm just now noticing that it's Superman, Batman. Superman's name is first in both of those animated movies, which is kind of surprising because in the live-action movie, Batman's name has to be first. It's a no-brainer, right? I mean, they couldn't give Superman his sequel with his name being first. But for the animated film, sure, why not? Anyways, the plot of this movie is Kal-El, Superman's cousin, Supergirl, arrives on Earth. In fact, she lands in Gotham City. And just when Batman and Superman are trying to deal with her being here and her dealing with her powers, Wonder Woman comes in and says, look, I'll take care of her. I'll train her. She'll be a warrior. She'll be taken good care of. Until that doesn't happen because Darkseid kidnaps her. And not only does he kidnap her, but he plans on turning her evil. So obviously the group, Justice League, has to go in and save her. Now what I think of Superman, Batman, Apocalypse is, I think it's okay. I don't love it. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Public Enemies, I admit that. But there are some things that I do like, and I want to get into it. Kal-El's introduction, how she lands in Gotham, which is kind of cool just in it of itself, because normally Kara, when she arrives to Earth, it's always in either Smallville or the same general area where Superman is. And it's kind of like, well, that's awfully convenient. But it is cooler that it is somewhere different and that initially Batman is going to deal with her. But when she shows up, she's completely naked, just like the Terminator, that scene when Arnold first shows up and has no clothes on. She encounters those people in the alley and she beats them all up and takes their jacket. Like, it's too badass. When you see Kara, I mean, she's practically a teenager. She's very young and she's dealing with her powers and she can't really control them. I like that. This is why I like Kal-El as a character, Supergirl, is because I just recently saw an article of this little girl that wrote to DC and was complaining about how there's not enough young female superheroes. And she has a point, but also I do think that we have some, Barbara Gordon or Supergirl. Kara in this story is pretty young, and seeing her have to deal with her powers, I do think it's something that a young girl could watch and get something out of her, especially when you have scenes like Clark Kent bringing her shopping and she's just having a ball, time of her life, technically her first time shopping, she's trying on different outfits, like stuff like that. I think young females watching would get a kick out of. Summer Glau does the voice for Supergirl, and that's just awesome. I really like Summer Glau as an actress. She's been in a lot of like cool sci-fi stuff. Obviously you have Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly respectively as Batman and Superman, and they're perfect. You can't really think of anyone else voicing them in cartoons, even though people have, but still these guys are the people to go to. Now when Wonder Woman shows up, she has a point. Kara is a little out of control, like when her heat vision is going nuts in the park and she's causing damage. I understand where Wonder Woman's coming from. And in fact, I do think teaching her how to defend herself and control her powers, it is a step in the right direction. But when you say that she's going to be safe here in her Amazon land, but then she gets kidnapped, it's kind of hard to say that was the best thing to do. Who knows? Maybe Darkseid would have gotten her anyways, but still, the moment when, like, you have an army, a swarm of Doomsdays showing up to battle, and I like Doomsday as a character. I'm not saying he's, like, my favorite, but I like him. He's a brute, destructive force that killed Superman. But I do think it kind of diminishes him in a way where you just have so many Doomsdays, and I don't want to say they easily get taken out, but they do get taken out by Wonder Woman's army in Batman and Superman. It's just I don't like that they use that Doomsday gimmick here, but whatever. I want to talk about Darkseid. Darkseid is one of the most scary, intimidating, imposing DC villains that there is. Whenever he shows up, I instantly think, well, this is a job for the Justice League. He's a villain that's big enough to require all of them to go after him. When the group does go down to hell, I guess, to get Supergirl back, and I love how, since Supergirl's evil, she's fighting Superman, and then they're all dealing with other villains in the background, and Darkseid is just sitting there on the throne, never really moves a muscle. He's surveying everything, he's taking it all in, he's probably thinking about if things don't go his way, what's he gonna do? Like, that's a villain that you can be afraid of and you can buy that he is that threatening. But then by the end of it, when he attacks the Kent farm and just goes after them tenfold and you finally do see him in action, he's just as powerful and causes so much mayhem that, again, it warrants... I can't wait to see Darkseid in a live-action movie. That's going to be epic. One question not only do I have watching this movie, but sometimes I do have this question in any type of a Justice League thing. Does Batman really fit with the Justice League? Look, I love Batman. He's my favorite superhero ever. You'll never hear me say that Batman can't really handle a villain. But it is weird to see him in this environment. He's in hell. He's dealing with like those giant dog creatures, or he's going up against Darkseid, who's huge and has powers. This isn't Batman's environment. And of course Batman is a big part of the Justice League. I do like seeing him there, but sometimes he seems out of place. Minor complaints here and there. Overall, I like that the story is about Supergirl, and I definitely like her fight with Darkseid at the end on the farm in Smallville. That's just badass. I wish the story was a little bit better. Maybe it's just because this was the follow-up to Public Enemies, and I thought Public Enemies was great, awesome on so many levels, that it's hard for this to live up to that. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Apocalypse. Do you like it more than I do, or do you agree that it's lacking just a little bit? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!